Bizden hikayeler, bizden tatlarla Sarıyer Kola. Seni bek...
Aleykümselam.
The story of Krulus Orhan is not only the story of one man taking his father's place. It is the story of heavy crown, a broken heart, a burning state, and a young ruler who must learn that power is not only to hold by sword. Power is also held by patience, by silence, by mercy, by sacrifice, and sometimes by the pain a leader carry alone. When the story moves from Usman Bey to Orhan Bey, the whole feeling of the series changes. The old fire does not die, but it takes a new shape. Usman was the founder who opened the door with blood, faith, and courage. Orhan Bey is the son who must walk on that road and turn into the lasting stage. That is why Kurulus Orhan feel different. It is not only about winning castles, it is about to protecting what has already been won, building what was only started, and proving to the friends enemies that the dream of Usman was not a temporary flame, it was beginning of great sunrise. At the start of this new chapter, Orhan stands between two worlds. Behind him is the memory of Usman Bey, a name that still shakes enemy and give hope the two people in front of him is a future full of threats. The enemies are not only to outside the borders, some enemies hide under friendly words, some enemies sit in a council, some enemies smile in a place, some enemies wear the face of family, tribe, or islands. Orhan does not enter the peace age, he enters an age where everyone is watching him, testing him, and waiting for one mistake. They want to see whether he is only Usman's son or a true ruler in his own right. This is the main emotional power of Krulus Orhan. The series show a leader who has inherited dream. It has to be not inherited on easy path. The latest movement in the story makes this pressure even stronger. The recent episode have shown that Orhan Bey is surrounded by danger from many sides. The place has its own tension, the battlefield has its own wind. The people wait for justice, the Bey wait for direction, the enemies wait for weakness. The death of loyal warrior like Burhan Bey leaves a deep wound in a heart of camp. Such a loss is not only to lose one brave man, it is a message to Orhan that his enemies are ready to strike at the root of his strength. When a loyal companion falls, the ruler must decide whether to drown in grief or turn that grief into a plan. Orhan revenge path is not simple to angry, it is the movement where he must show that justice will come, but it will come with wisdom, not to blind track. There is a where character of Orhan becoming interested. It is not to written as a man who only rides in a battlefield, shout to orders. He is shown as someone learning the cost of leadership step by step. Every victory bring a new burden, every decision create a new enemy, every person he trusts can become a weakness if the enemy use that person against him. His heart is not to empathy, and that is what makes his rod dangerous. A ruler with love in his heart can be strong, but he can also wounded. His connection with Nilofer, the growing tension around to Asporka, and emotional battle inside the place all show that Orhan world is not divided neitherly between war and peace. The private world and political world are tied to together. A look word, a marriage, a child, a promise, or a silence can become as important as a sweat streak. Niloufar Khatun stands as one of the strongest emotional pillars of the story. She is not only a present as Orhan wife, she carries the weight of blogging, loyalty, pain, and identity. Her journey is tied to the heart of the state because the women of the place are not away from the politics. They understand power, they understand danger, they understand what is spoken and what is hidden. Niloufar position bring honor, but it also bring loneliness. When the place become tense, she cannot simply live like a normal woman. Every emotion is watched, every reaction is measured, every weakness may be used to by enemies. In such a world, Niloufar must protect not only her own heart but also the dignity of Orhan house. The tension between Niloufar and Asporka add a personal storm to the bigger political storm. This kind of conflict is important for the drama because it shows that a state is not only to built in castless and battlefield, it is also built inside homes, inside marriages, inside family decisions, and inside the difficult balance between love and duty. Orhan may be a great bay, but he is also a man standing between different emotional responsibilities. If he chooses only with his heart, he may damage the order around him. If he chooses only with politics, he may wound the people who love him. This is the hard line he must walk. The series used this place to tension to show that leadership is not one clean path. It is a road full of choices where every side demands a sacrifice. Asporka return and her connection to place create a new test for Orhan. Her presence is not only a romantic matter, it becomes a question of trust, honor, and political balance. In a time when enemies are already waiting outside, any crack inside the place can become a door for battle. This is why the emotional scene matter. They are not only there to make the audience sad or angry, they help explain how power work in a young state. A ruler personal life is never only to personal. The ruler's family becomes part of the state future. His children, his wives, his brother and his sisters and his closest companion all become to pieces in on a dangerous broad. Enemies understand this very well, and they do not always attack with armies. Sometimes they attack with rumors, jealousy, fear and doubt. Shensha is one of the major forces of trouble in Orhan Road. He is not only a simple enemy who appears and disappears, he represents a kind of internal danger that is often more painful than an outside enemy. A foreign enemy can be seen clearly. His flag is different, his armor is different, his words are open. But an internal enemy understands your custom. He know your people, he know your wit streak. He He can use all connection, tribal pride, and personal ambition. Shenshah's scheme forces Orhan to defend not only to borders but also unity of Balik. This is one of the strongest themes in Krulus Orhan. Before a state can become too great, it must survive the poison of division. Division is the silent of killer. Every rising power, the enemies of Orhan know that if a Turk stand to be a united, they are hard to stop. They try to break them from inside. They create doubt among they used pride against loyalty. They make one tribe feel ignored and another feel powerful. They whisper that Orhan is young, that he is not ready for that. Usman times was different, that the new rod will fail. This is how empire and state are attacked before the first arrow is fired. Orhan must answer these whispers not to by shouting louder but the showing stronger leadership. He must prove with action that he is not only to crying his father's name, he is crying his father vision. The series become powerful when it show Orhan understanding that revenge alone cannot build a state. Revenge may give fear for one night, but justice builds trust for generation. After loss of Borhan Bey or Han pain is deep, but the audience can see that his mind is also working. He cannot allow emotions to control him fully. If he makes a mistake, more loyal people may die. If he waits too long, the enemies may think he is weak. If he strikes too early, he may enter a trap. This is the beauty of conflict. The hero is not only to asking how do I defeat my enemy. He is asking how do I defeat my enemy without losing myself. Burhan Bey martyrdom carried to special meaning because he belongs to the old soul of this world. Characters like him are connected to loyalty, tradition, and the emotional memory of earlier journey. When such a character fall, it feels like a part of the old foundation has been shaken. Orhan must now protect the memory of those who survived Usman while also creating his own circle of trusted warrior. This is difficult because every new leader faces companion with one before him. The people loved Usman, the warrior followed Usman, the enemies feared Usman. Orhan must accept that compression without becoming trapped by it. He must respect his father's shadow but not despair it inside it. This is the one of the biggest inner battle for Orhan. A son of great man can be blessed. He can also be a burden. People accept to greatness before he even speak. They do not allow his normal mistake. They accept him to wise, strong, fearless, patient, and victorious for the beginning but true. Leadership is not born in one day. It grows through pain. Orhan's story becomes a lesson in how a young ruler earned his own name. He does not erase Usman's legacy, he extends it. He does not reject the past, he builds future on it. This balance between respect and independence is what gives the series its emotional depth. The latest direction of the story also gives more importance of Byzantine side. The Byzantine world in Krulus Orhan is not shown as a one simple enemy. It has politics, pride, fear, and internal weakness. The empire is old, but old does not mean to dead. It still has dominant commander, casteless species, and religious influence. It can still create a trap. It can still use time against its enemies. For Orhan, fighting Byzantine is not only about to taking land, it is about to understanding an old political machine. He must know when to fight, when to negotiate, when to wait, and when to strike with surprise. This makes his leadership more complex than simple battlefield bravery. Iznik remain one of the most important symbol in Orhan Road. It is not only a city, it is a dream, a target, and a test. A city like Iznik that carry history, religion, pride, and military value. To take such a place is not just to win war, it is to change the balance of power. It is why every movement toward Isnik feel heavy. Enemy know this, allies know this, the people know this. When Orhan speak about to such target, he is not speaking like a rider, he is speaking like a state builder. He understands that cities are not won by sword, they are won by patience, planning, supply lines, islands, and heart of people living inside and around them. This is where Kurulus Orhan can show a different kind of greatness from Kurulus Osman. Osman's story had a spirit of foundation, rebellion, and survival. Orhan's story can show the administration, law, structure, and expansion. A state cannot live forever only in hierarchy. It need order, it need court, it need to market, it need a soldiers who were are paid, people who feel safe, and leader who can control ambition. Orhan task is not return to powerful Balik into a stronger political body. That is why his decision carry a deeper future meaning. A mistake today can become a crisis tomorrow. A wise move today can become a tradition for generation. The arrival or involvement of different group including this Kapchik and other power player adds another layer to the story. In this world every tribe and force must choose a side. Narrated becomes harder as a fire separate from a rising state grow stronger. No one can ignore it. Some join because they believe, some join because they fear, some join because they see benefits, some pretend not join while secretly waiting for the right time to betray. Orhan must understand the difference between true loyalty and useful partnership. This is not too easy. A leader cannot reject everyone because he need to allies, but he cannot trust everyone because betrayal can destroy him from within. The show also reminds us that enemies of Orhan do not all fight for same reason. Some fight for land, some fight for revenge, some fight for old power, some fight for because they fear the rise of new order, some fight because they cannot accept that Usman's small frontier power is becoming something bigger. This variety of motives make the conflict feel alive. It is not a simple line between good and bad armies. It is a moving world where each side has plan, fear, and hidden card. Orhan must become a leader who can read people. He must look beyond word. He must listen to silence, and he must see that trap before it closes. In this section of the story, Orhan's strongest weapon may not be sword, it may be his ability to stay awake while others sleep in comfort. He feels that ruler who relaxes too early loses everything. Every celebration can hide danger. Every victory can make man proud. Every proud man can become careless. Orhan must keep his own people hopeful without allowing them to become blind. This is why his speeches matter. When he speaks to his Arab, he must give them courage, but he must also give the discipline. Courage without discipline become choice. Discipline without courage become a fear. Orhan need both because the road ahead is fully of blood and smoke. The line connected with the episode 25 trailer about their bring on return from the fight even if they disappear at the end fit the spirit of this stage perfectly. It sounds like a delegation from the people who know the cost but will not step back. This is the soul of frontier struggle. The characters are not fighting because the road is safe. They are fighting because they believe the road is necessary. In stories like a Krulus or Han, the audience connect with this kind of courage because it is the bigger than personal survival. The warriors are ready to lose themselves so that the cause may live. That is why such lines stay in the mind. They turn a battle into matter of density. But the series should also show that sacrifice is not too beautiful for those who must live after it. When a warrior dies, some song by sung, but a mother still cry, a wife still wait, a child still ask question, a tent feel empty, a sword remain without honor. Or Han carry these losses with him. He is not allowed to grieve like an ordinary man. He must stand in front of others and give them strength even when his own heart is wounded. This is one of the loneliest part of leadership. People see the ruler power, but they do not always see his private pain. They see throne, the horse, the sword and banners. They do not see sleepless night. The play scene can show this loneliness in a strong way. When Orhan returns from battle, he does not return to peace. He returns to question, family tension, political pressure, and hidden fear. Nilufar may accept one thing: Asporka presence may create another pressure. Malhoun Hatun and older may look at bigger future. Aladdin may have his own role, intelligence and burden. Fatma Hatun may carry her own courage and emotional pain. Every person around Orhan is a part of his heart and part of his political world. This makes his home both a shelter and battlefield. The fire outside the wall entered the rooms of the place. Aladdin's place in a story is also important because he represents another side of Osman legacy where Orhan carried to military and political authority. Aladdin often brings a sense of mind, planning and state thinking. The relationship between brothers in such a horizontal drama can become one of the strongest part of written with care. Brother can each other spot, but they can also become tools for enemies if jealousy enters between them. The best path for the story is to show them as a different but connected. Orhan need to wisdom around him. A ruler who does not listen become dangerous. Aladdin intelligence can help balance Orhan fire. Fatma Hatun bring another emotional line. Her courage is not soft or small. She belongs to a family where bravery is part of breathing, but courage also put her in danger. When women in this story take action, they do not simply what behind certain. They track, plan, protect, and sometimes risk their lives. This make the world of Krulus Orhan richer. The women are not outside the history; they are inside it. They may not always stand in the front of line with sword, but their decisions can change the direction of event. Sometimes they know the truth before men do. Sometimes they see battle faster because they understand human emotion better. The monastery plot and danger around Asporka show how the series use hidden spaces for tension. A monastery is not a battlefield in the normal scene, but it can become more dangerous than an open field. In an open field, the enemy is visible. The hidden corridor, every shadow may carry to death. Orhan entering such a place is not only a recluse mission, it is a test of nerve and planning. A leader who can win only in open battle is incomplete. Orhan must prove that he can fight in darkness as well. He must to be able to move like a hunter, think like a strategic and remain calm when every step can be the last. This kind of scene also give the audience a different speed. The big battles bring noise, horses, arrow and shouting. Hidden mission to be ring silence, breath, footstep and fear. Both are needed. If every episode is not only to battle, the story becomes heavy and repeated. If every episode is only to place talk, the every energy fall. Krulus or Han work best when it mixes political planning, emotional pain, secret mention, and sudden action. The latest update suggests that the story is moving toward a serious confrontation, and This is the right moment to deepen Orhan character instead of only increasing the number of enemies. One of the strongest idea in this section should be price of becoming Sultan or Khan. The title of Sultan is not just a word. It changes people look at him, it rises him above others, but it also separates him from of them. Friend may still love him, but they cannot to be exactly like before. Enemies may hate him more because him rise to threaten their place. Family member may accept more because his duty is greater. The people may place their hope on his shoulder. A title can armor, but it can also by cage. Or Han must learn how to live inside that cage without losing the mind who was before. The audience should feel that Orhan is growing into the title, not to simply wearing it. A weak story would make him perfectly from the first moment. A stronger story let him struggle, doubt, suffer, and learn. When he makes the decision, the audience should feel weight behind it. When he punishes betrayal, it should not feel like a angry only. It should feel like a ruler protecting others. When he forgives someone, it should not feel like a weakness, it should feel like a wisdom. When he fights, it should not feel like pride, it should feel like a necessary. It this is Horhan can become a memorable hero. In the world of this series, the common people are also important. A state is not only its bay and warrior, it is the shop by the blacksmith, the mother, the child, the merchant of farmer, and the poor may waiting for justice. Usman's dream was not only to make his family power, it was to create order where oppressed could breathe. Orhan must remember this. If he forget the people, then victory becomes empty. Every castle taken must bring safety. Every tax collected must be fairness. Every punishment must have justice. This is the difference between a rider and a ruler. Orhan must show that his sword survive a higher purpose. The market scene, the tent, and the village moment can help show this. A simple old blessing Orhan may carry one more emotional power than a long speech. A child asking whether this father death was worth it can break the heart more than a battle scene. A mother giving her son swear to Orhan can remind the audience what sacrifice truly means. These smaller human moments are necessary because they make the larger political story personal. Without them, the state becomes only a map. With them, the state becomes people. Orhan must fight to for face, not to only our borders. The enemy can use the suffering of people to weaken him. If villagers burn, some may blame Orhan for not to protecting them. If food becomes scarce, people may question the war. If they argue the poor will survive first. Orhan enemies know that public trust is weapon. If they cannot defect him directly, they can try to make his people lose faith in him. That is why Orhan must act not only as warrior but as a guardian. He must show up where pain is greatest. He must listen before people become too angry. He punished those who harm the innocent even if they are close to him. This is how young state earn to loyalty. Kurulus Orhan carry a religious spiritual tone as accepted from this universe. Faith is not only to shown through words, it is shown through patience in hardship, justice in victory, and humility after success. Orhan's spiritual strength should be shown in a quiet moment as much as speeches. A prayer before battle, a look toward the sky after loss, a visit to grave, or a moment of silence beside a wounded soldier can say more than many lines. The audience connect with a leader who knows that victory is not his alone. He is servant of cause greater than himself. This spiritual set allow also help control revenge. Without faith, revenge can become too costly. With faith and justice, revenge become too accountability. Orhan must not become like enemies he fight. This is an important moral test. He punish innocent people to answer guilt enemies. He damage his own chaos. If we break promise, he weaken the meaning of a banner. If we allow anger to rule him, he may win a battle but lose of salt of the state. The strongest leader in this story are not one who never feel angry. They are ones who master angry before it mastered them. As the story moved toward episode 25, the feeling should that a major turning point is near. The winds are fresh, the enemy are active, the place intense, the Alep are hungry for justice, the people are waiting. Orhan cannot remain in defensive position forever. At the same point, he must move, but this movement must sharper than before. He must not walk into a trap that his enemies prepared for his angry. He must create his own trap. This is where the audience accept to see mind of Sultan Orhan. The best revenge, not to the loudest revenge, it will the revenge that break enemy plan for the inside. Imagine Orhan standing before the warrior after the loss of Burhan Bey, his face to claim, but these eyes are not to burning. The Arabs accept a shout. They accept him to order immediately attack, but he remained to silent for a moment. But silence become heavier than shouting. Then he speaks slowly, telling him that the blood are the mediator. It is not fire for holiness, but a trust placed on their child to shoulder. He tells them that they will not rush like a man without mind. They will move like a wolf. They will watch, wait, strike where the enemy feels safest. This kind of scene would show that Orhan has changed. His pain become too tragic. The enemy, on the other hand, may believe that Orhan is weakened by loss and place tension. This is often mistake of argument enemies. They think wounded man is easy to break, but some wound create a harder soul. Orhan enemies may gather in secret and speak with confidence. They may think with Shensha plan, Byzantine pressure and internal division will bring Orhan down. They may think a Nilufar tension to they will distract him. They may think the death of loyal warrior will break or spiritual alliance. They do not understand that the people around Orhan are tied together by more comfort. They are tied by memory, faith and sheer blood. In the council, the Bey gather with serious face. Some are excited, some are afraid, but hide it under expression. Some are loyal to Orhan with clean heart. Some are loyal only as long as strength looks certain. Orhan knows this. He does not sit in a council like a young man asking for permission. He sat like a ruler, listening before he gives direction. Aladdin is near him, calm and sharp. The map of Iznik and its road lie before them. A few candles burn, their light touches the lines of map like a small flames moving through the future. One base say that Iznik is too strong for a quick move, another say that waiting gives Bezitum time to prepare, a third speak for supplies, a fourth speak of the danger of Shensha using their absence. Each word has truth in that truth alone is not enough. Orhan must place this truth in order. A ruler does not only hear advice, he measures it. He asks what is fair, what is wisdom, what is ambition, and what is hidden attention. Some men speak for the state, some speak for their own tent, some speak because they want to be on anything. These speak to and trotted. He said that an empire who believes the Turk will stop at the edges of fear does not understand the house of Usman, but he also that the city is not taken by shouting at its walls. This brings silence to the room. The Arabs want fear, the Bey want to insurance. Orhan gave both, but in a measure. From he say Iznik will not to forgotten. He said the Anadoria with here with the warning. He said the road will prepared step by step, and anyone who mistakes the patience of weakness learn truth at the worst of moment for himself. Aladdin spot him with carefully word. He explained that the first battle for Iznik is not outside the gate, it is the road in a market in the mind of local leaders and among people who carry news. If Byzantine spies know every movement, the army will blind before it reaches the wall. If the plies are weak, bravery will return into anger. If the bay are leave, the council become quieter because Aladdin word showed that size of task. Glory is beautiful from far away, but preparation is heavy when it sit on table. Orhan orders a message to shaped for the Doricus. It must not to valid. It must to beg. It must not sound like an empty threat. It must be the dignity of rising power. Orhan went to be the message chosen of his task. Must be brave, but more than brave. He must carry word like a sword in a sheath. He must not to trouble before Byzantine pride. He must not to be pulled into insult. He must remember every answer. Orhan look among his men and chooses someone trusted. The message will go with visible honor. This is important. If the messages look weak, the message weaken. If he look argument, the message may become foolish. Orhan wants balance. His warning must be clear. The dream of Usman is a leaf in Orhan's hand, and Isnik stand inside that dream. While message prepared, Darshan names come into the story like a dark question. Darshan is not only a man in danger, he is a threat that may lead to larger secrets. Some may know something that enemies were too buried. Some say he has been caged between powers stronger than himself. Some say his life becomes a bargaining pieces. Orhan does not ignore this. A ruler preparing for Iznik cannot leave loose thread behind him. One small forgotten danger can become the knife at the back of army. Also, Darshan must be found, protected, or questioned before the enemy uses him fully. The search of Darshan gives the story a different kind of tension. It is not only about two armies moving under the banners. It is about to narrow street, hidden rooms, frightened servants, secret promises, and men who speak only when they believe no one is listening. Orhan sent trusted Arabs quietly. He does not want to whole camp to know that the detail, because if news separate too fast, the enemy will move faster. The men searching for Darshan must act like a shadow. They ask questions in market. They watch to avoid their eyes. They follow a merchant who left before dawn. The find sign that Darshan was moved recently, perhaps to be people connected to both Shenshah's side and Byzantine interested. This connection to warrior Orhan, Shenshah and Byzantine may not to be love each other, but agreed and fear can make the ugly partnership. A traitor may be self-information to one side, promises to another. A Byzantine commander may spot to Shenshah just enough to weaken Orhan. Shenshah may use to Byzantine gold, but tell his followers she is protecting Turkish honor. Such a lie are dangerous because they wear to clothing of truth. Orhan that if he exposes this connection clearly, Shenshah standing among a certain way may break, but if he excuses without proof, Shenshah can self himself a victim. So proof become as important as a victory. At the same time, Fatma Hatun future being to be a move toward an important decision. The talk around Yvonne's Bay asking for Fatma Hatun or being connected with her is not a small matter in this world. It touches family, loyalty, violence, and trust. Fatma is not a weak woman to be handled like an object. She carries the blood of a great house. She has courage, memory, and a will of her own. Yvonne's is not only judged by this feeling, he is judged by this honor, his loyalty, and his ability to stand firm when enemies press him. Love may open the door, but character must keep it open. When the matter is brought before Orhan, he does not answer like a careless brother. He understands the Fatma hurt matter. He also understands that the state watches such decisions. If honor is accepted, it sends a message of trust. If he refused, it may create another wound. If Fatma is pushed without her and will horses to lose it on object justice, or asks first about to Fatma on view. This is important in a world of heavy politics. A woman's heart can be ignored too easily. Orhan cannot claim to blind justice outside will ignore to justice inside his own family. Fatma stands with dignity when she is asked. She does not speak with childish excitement nor with fear. She said that a rod with honors would not to be a rod of comfort because no one near Orhan lives in comfort now. But she has seen loyalty in him, she has seen courage, she has seen a man who does not bend easily. Her words are carefully, but her meaning is clear. Malhoun Hatun watches her with a deep eye. She understands that Fatma is no longer a child running through the tent of the old days. She is a woman standing at the edge of her own future. Yvonne's is then tested in a more direct way. Orhan asks him what it means to enter the house of Usman. Yvonne does not answer with a sweet word. He say it means carrying it a enemies, not only its honor. It means being too ready to lose step, sleep, blood, and maybe life. It means never using Fatma name for pride. It means standing beside Orhan not to because of marriage but because of belief. This answer satisfies some in the rooms, but Orhan still watches him carefully. Words are said, action are fruit. A ruler must wait to see whether the fruit is true. This emotional line gives warmth to section, but it is not to separate from political story. The enemies may use Fatma and Yvonne's if they learn the bond is serious. A wedding or engagement can become a target. A journey can become a trap. A message sent in love can be stolen and changed. Orhan known this. Happiness in this world must be guarded. Even joy needs soldiers around it. That is sad truth, but it is a truth for family carrying a state. The audience should feel hope for Fatma, but also fear. In Krulus Orhan, every light creates a shadow neighborly. The kid check also stand as an important part of changing balance. When tribe chooses a side, it does not only add of sword, it adds pride, customs, leader, old wind, and new expectations. The Kepchik may bring strength to Orhan, but strength must be handled well. A new ally can become a pillar or a problem. If they feel respected, they may fight with great loyalty. If they feel used, they may become too restless. Orhan must welcome them in a way that give honor but does not weaken his command. This is not easy. To violence is not to friendship alone. It is a bridge that must be repaired every day. Orhan meet the Kipchak leaders with acclaim respect. He does not filter them like a man desperate for help. He does not speak down to them like a ruler who forget their pride. He speaks to shared danger and shared future. He tells them the best time does not ask which tribe a Turk belongs to when it wants to divide them. The enemy sees all of the obstacles, so the answer must also be unity. A Kepchak leader studies Orhan's face and asks whether unity means abundance only to Orhan. Orhan answered that unity means surviving a cause greater than one tent or one tribe or one man. But every cause need a head or a body fall into a choose. This answer is firm without being too insulting. The Kepchik resort to respect strength, but they also test it. One of their young warriors speak too sharply, asking where they should trust a state still growing, still surrounded, still bleeding. Some others reach for their sword, but Orhan raises his hand and stops them. He answered the young warrior himself. He say a tree that he never faced wind has no proof of strong root. The house of Usman has faced wind from every side and still stand. That is why it can be trusted. The Kepchik elder will smile too slightly because his answer carry both pride and truth. Orhan win more control by angry. This scene show another form of leadership. Orhan must bring new forces into a bring without letting old forces feel pushed aside. His original Arabs may wonder whether the Kipchak will receive honor too quickly. The Kipchak may wonder whether they will be treated to outsider. They may worry about to changing power. Orhan must make each group understand its place. He cannot allow to jealousy to grow in the army. Jealousy among two is a gift to the enemy, so he create a shared task. The Kipchaks will help guard certain certain rod linked to the Isnik plan. The old will work beside them. The blood share in duty can blind trust faster than a long speeches. Yet not everyone like this. A hidden agent watches the meeting and later send the word that Orhan is strengthening his hand. This news reaches Shensha and it angers him, except Orhan trapped in grief and plays the tension. Orhan is gathering eyelids, preparing rods, and the voice of ruler. Shensha realized that if he were too long, Orhan's position will become too strong to shake. So he decided to strike not on the army but at trust. If we can make the Kipchak doubt Orhan or make Orhan all bay doubt the Kipchak unity will crack before Iznik. Aladdin sees the poison quickly. He sees that the timing stopped perfectly. He knows that what rumors at a grow at the same time in opposite directions. Someone is watering both. He tell Orhan and Orhan decide not to crush the rumors only with Daniels. Daniels can look a weak if people already want to believe with lie. Insist he bring both group into a public duty. He orders to these all elect of acid supplies together through a rod known to be a dangerous. He gave command to a trusted man from each side, forcing them to depend on each other. Return together, the lie weaken the fight among themselves. Enemy win. The supply road becomes a strong action. The convey moves slowly, carrying gain, arrow, medicine, and into part. Needed future sack preparation. The land is open at first. The narrow wounded grant the Kipchak riders with the speed, sharp eyes. Orhan helps move with the heavier discipline. The when Kevin return, the makes sure everyone see that both grow honored together. He does not prize above the other. He say the road was protected because different hand hold the same purpose. This is how to fight division. He does not only to punish lie. He create movement becomes too visible. The enemy whisper lose strength, but Orhan know the enemy will try again. A poisoned mind not to stop after one failed attempt. It searches for a new cap. Anchuran does not show that fear openly. Empires cannot afford that. He smiled without call to pride and asked whether Orhan think a rising bay can threaten an empire. The passenger answered that mountain do not ask the age of storm before the shake under thunder. This kind of answer carry Orhan's spirit without becoming too foolish. The court become tense. The Byzantine officer want to messages punish to boldness. The road of Iznik does not being with drum banners and great army moving under the sun. It being darkness with quiet footstep, hidden sign, and men who are bravery enough to without glory. Many people think history change in open battle when swords shine and commanders shout. But sometimes history change in place where no crowd it are watching. It changes near and under the shadow of tree, while a few loyal men wait for one secret meeting to reveal truth. This is the kind of knight standing before Orhan Bey. He has a challenge umpire Andrew Knockis with the word, but before he can challenge him with full strength, he must clean the poison of the road behind. Orhan know that ruler who marches toward a great city better leaves it his own path is like a man riding with a broken sandals. He may look as strong for a moment, but at first heart turn, he fall will. Iznik is too important for such a weakness. Time is watching. Shensha wanted not to be finished. The Bay are loyal on the surface, but some hearts are still full of fear. The place has become to clamor, but old wine still breathe under the silence. The Kipchak I have joined the road, but Unity is still young and must protect it. Darsan has saved here. The secret he carry is not too fully opened. Every part of Orhan world is moving, and every movement can either strengthen the state of expose it. The old Rishine becomes center of Orhan next plan because Darsan remembered hearing about meeting there. If the sharp mind and trap inside the enemy trap before the operation being the Orhan called to Aladdin, Ivonets and few trusted Alep into private room They speak of passengers, road, hidden passage, and suspicious movement near Byzantine lines. They speak of Shansha man and Bey who have recent become silent. They speak to Darsan and others who may carry to secret or fear. They speak of Fatma Hatun whose courage may place her in danger. They speak of Ivaner's Bey and the emotional storm around him. Every name becomes part of map. In this the world people are road. A heart can lead to secret. A love can lead to trap. A fear can open a gate. Orhan know that if the enemy cannot beat him directly, they will try to reach him through the people he carries for. Fatma Hatun line is especially dangerous because she is brave enough to walk toward fear without waiting for permission. Her courage is beautiful, but courage without protection can become a wind for whole family. If enemies understand her importance, may they use her. If they touch her or harm angry, may raise to beyond control. This is why the enemy may choose target may because they are the strongest but because they are closest to the ruler heart. Orhan gives carefully order. Fatma is not to be treated like a poisoner in her own home, but her movement must be watched with respect. Protecting a strong woman is not same as chasing her. Orhan know this difference. Through it is not always easy to hold. Ivoners may please to place also create to trust. His connection with Fatma and talk around love and marriage give the story a softer but still political line. In a normal world, love belongs to heart. In this world, love belongs to also families, honor and future trust. If Evoners is loyal to Worthly, this bound with Fatma may strengthen the house. If enemies use this bound, it may become to danger. Orhan must look at people not to only as warrior but as a future pillar of state. A marriage can become a bridge, a broken promise can become a fire, a careless decision can become an opening for enemies. As Orhan prepares his plan, he does something accepted. He allows something of his anger to be seen, not all of it, only enough. He lets certain men believe he is ready to rush. He let the enemy species hear that the Alab cannot be controlled. He let two whispers travel from the camp to the road. This is not a weakness, it is bite. If the enemy wants to trap is angry, but then Arhan will give them the shadow of anger while keeping his real mind hidden. This is a dangerous game but a powerful one. The hunter must sometimes look like a prey. Shansha hears his whisper and smiles. He thinks his plan is working. He believes Orhan is close to losing control. He sent men to watch the road. He prepared a place where Orhan forces can be pulled into a narrow path. He thinks that a wind bay will come like a storm and die like a fool. But Shensha does not know that Orhan has already guessed the shape of the trap. He does not know the sum of information reaching him has been allowed to reach him. He does not know that the silence in Orhan camp is not a confusion, it is a preparation. Meanwhile, Nilufer sensed that something is being too hidden. She knows Orhan too well to believe his claim is simple. She comes to him when the night is deep. The place has become a quiet, but their hearts are not too quiet. She asks him whether he is going to ride into a danger. Orhan does not lie, but he does not give her to detail. He tells her that danger has already entered their home and he must meet it before it grows. Nilufer look at him with pain because she understands that this is life of ruler wife. She may love the man, but the man belongs also to the rod, the sword, and the people. their conservation is not full of long speeches. It is a stronger because it is controlled. Nilofer tells him that the state may need him, but his family also need his truth. Orhan heard the wind behind her word. He know she is only speaking about battle. She is speaking about to us Porka, about to silence, about the distance that duty has placed between them. Orhan wants to comfort her, but comfort without action is empty. He tell her that he has made mistake in silence, not because his love is small, but because his burden have been become too many. Nilofer does not smile. She only say that burden share are lighter than burden hidden. These lines stay with him as Porka in other part of the place also understand that her presence has changed the air. She does not sleep easily. She hears the footstep of servant. She hears whispers stop when she passes. She knows Nilofer pain is real, but she also knows her own pain is real. The world may judge women quickly. The truth inside her heart is not always simple. As Porka return placed her between memory and duty. She may wish for peace, and peace cannot come until truth is faced. Her character becomes stronger if she is allowed to show dignity instead of only sorrow. She does not need to win every argument. She only need to stand with honesty. The enemy would love to use this place tension. A servant may be paid to carry words from one room to another. A letter may be placed where it can be found. A small lie may be shaped like a truth. The goal is not only the hurt Nilofer to a Sporka, the goal is to make Orhan distracted. A distracted ruler comes late. A late ruler loses man. A ruler who loses man loses trust. This is how private pain becomes public danger. Orhan must close this door before enemy enters fully. Aladdin see the sign. He warns Orhan that not every attack will become with a banner. Some attack will come through the place. He advised him to find of sources of whisper, but to do it quietly. If Orhan react loudly, the guilt people will hide deeper. Orhan agree. He ordered trusted women and loyal servant to watch the movement of word, not only the movement of weapons. This is an important part of state protection in a growing place. Information must be guarded like a gold. A secret spoken carelessly can kill as surely as an arrow. The next day, Orhan appears before the people. He does not to show tiredness. He does not show all of grief. The people need to see leader who is wounded but standing. He walk among them but above them. He speak with the family of fallen warrior. He take the hand of child whose father will not to return. He listen to an old woman who said that the road of Usman has taken many sons. Orhan does not give her empty word. He said that the state will not forget these or gave their blood for it. He promises protection, not to comfort. The people respect this because they know comfort is sometimes impossible, but protection must remain. This scene matter because a ruler is not made only in war council. He is made in the eyes of ordinary people. If the people believe he carries this pain, they will carry his banner. If think he only uses their son, they will turn cold. Orhan must never allow the dream to become distant from the poor, the farmer, the blacksmith, and shepherd and mothers. The state is not a place. The state is the tent of the window, the bread of the child, safety of the road, and fairness of judgment. Orhan dream grow because people believed it brought justice. Orhan must protect it. That belief, like a treasure, knew that then comes from the frontier. Byzantine soldiers are gathering in an unusual number near an important road. Some say they are preparing only for defense. Others say they are waiting for Orhan a revenge attack. Our passengers also bring word that Shencha men have been seen near the same regions. This confirms Orhan fear the enemies may not fully trust each other, but their interests are touching. When two snakes move toward the same nest must be guarded from both sides. Orhan decides the time has come to move that not the way his enemies accept. He divides his plan into a layers. One group will move openly loud enough to be a scene. This group will carry the appearance of angry. Another group will move quietly through a hard road. A third group will protect the camp and place because a ruler who empties his home invite disaster. Aladdin will handle information and messages trusted with watch the bay whose important members of the family will be protected without making it obvious. Orhan will ride but not toward the place where the enemy wants him to die. He will ride toward the place where enemy confidence is weakest. Before leaving Orhan visit to Borhan resting place, he does not speak many words. He nail places his hand on a earth and remains silent. In that silence, the audience can feel everything: the promise, the pain, the memory of Usman time, the friendship that cannot return. Then Orhan raises. He does not say, I will take revenge, because the moment does not need such a simple line. His face all say that, its steps say it. The watching from distance understand justice has started moving. The ride began under a sky that feel heavy. The sound of hooves spread and across the road, but even the horses came to understand that this is a not normal march. They do not sing, they do not jog. Their faces are fixed forward. Young warriors still burn with open angry, but the older one ride with colder fire. Orhan ride at the front, and his silence control them better than shouting could. They know their way as a plan. They may not to know a very part, but they trust men who now carry their pain in his own chest. On the enemy side, Chencha received word that Orhan has moved. His eyes shine. He believes the trap is closing. He tells his men to remain hidden until Orhan force enter the narrow path. He imagines the Arab trapped between rock and arrow. The imagine Orhan forced to retreat in shame or die with pride. He imagines the Bey questioning Orhan after such a defect. This is how admission blind him. He say the result he wants, so he stops seeing the sign that the warn him. Pride is certain over the eyes. The Byzantine commanders is more than carefully. He is not fully satisfied. He said that Usman's son should not to taken lightly. He asked why Orhan would move so openly if we know species are watching, but others laugh at this action. They say grief has made Orhan foolish. The commanders remain uneasy. This small doubt make him a better enemy. He sends danger, but he cannot yet see its shape. He sent exactly south. She Orhan quiet group, he has already moved beyond the accepted road. This quiet group become the heart of plan. They travel through rough landing, avoiding villages and main road. They carry to little fire. They can speak in whisper at the time. They lead their horses by hand so the sound will not travel. Orhan has chosen men who can hold discipline. One careless cough and one loose tone and one frightened horse could reveal them. This is the not shining face of war. He is a hidden face. It is a cold, slow, and full of patience, but victory often being a silence. During this movement, a young Arab asked an older warrior whether Burhan Bey would have liked this kind of waiting. The older man answered that Burhan Bey would have wanted the enemy to pay fully, not quickly. The young think about this. He begins to understand the difference. Quick revenge for feed angry, complete justice break the enemy power. This small exchange teaches the audience without sounding like a lesson. It shows the growth of younger generation, and it honors the fallen without keep repeating the same ordering again and again. Back in the place, Nilofer with a heart full of fear, but she does not allow fear to rule her. She gathers the women and orders claim. She checked that wounded are cared for. She speaks that servant with dignity. She watches the face around her. If the enemy has eyes inside the place, she wants to see this is a Nilüfer on to battle. She may not to riding with Orhan. She is protecting the house he left behind. A place cannot fall the panic as easily through sword. Nilüfer, you refuse. Let a panic win. As Porca also find herself tested. A servant bring her message that came to innocent, but something about feel wrong. The words are too carefully chosen. The time is too strange. It mentioned Orhan and Nilüfer in a way that could create a pain if repeated. Asporka understands someone want her to react in a past. Maybe emotion would be pulled her forward. Now she choose silence and take the message to be a trusted elder. Instead using it a weapon. This choice gave her dignity. It showed that she is not there to burn place. She may carry pain, but she does not want to survive any plan. This movement can soften to conflict between Nilofer and Asporka without and it too quickly. Nilofer learned from the message and realized that Asporka could have used it to create trouble, but she did not. This does not make them friends in one scene that would fall free, but it opens a door for respect. Sometimes peace begins to not with love, but with decision not to harm each other. In a place full of traps, such a decision is powerful. Aladdin, meanwhile, followed the trail of false information. He found that one of the messages moving through the camp was changed before it reached in a destination. This means someone close enough to touch or trusted. Rotate is working for enemy or being forced by the enemy. Aladdin does not rush to excuse. He knows execution without proof create more division. He quietly sent men to watch the passenger path. He tell Orhan through a hidden sign that place danger is real. Orhan received this sign while on the road. He is faced to darkness. The enemy hand is no longer than accepted. This makes this a plan even more urgent. He failed outside the hidden enemy. Inside will grow the brave. He win outside the traitors. Maybe become to afraid and mistake. Victory can reveal crowd because fear shake their hand. Orhan decide to push deeper into the plan. He will not only avoid the trap, he will turn the trap against those who built it. The open group for Arabs entered the edge of narrow road exactly where Shencha accept them. Dust raised behind them, their banners can see, and the enemy smile for hidden place. Arrow are prepared, rock are loosed, men hold to breath, but before the signal is given, a sound come from behind Shencha hidden force. It is not too loud for first, then it grow. Another group has reached the rear. Shencha may return to in confusion. At the same time, the open group stop before fully entering the trap. They do not move forward like a fool. They form a shield line away. Chensha understand too late. The prey has not entered the cage. The cage has been placed around the hunter. This man panic because the plan was built on certain. When certain break weaker mean break with it or Han appears from the side rod with quiet force. He does not shout at first. He only look at Shensha from a distance. That look is enough to tell the enemy that game has changed. Then Orhan raises his sword. The Arabs answer with a carry that shake the rock. The battle began, but it is not blind battle. It is a control. Orhan streak the enemy escape point of first. They do not chase every running man. They cut the lines of command. They capture passengers. They size of hold. This is not only to revenge, it is the intelligence. Orhan wants proof, he wants name, he wants to know stood behind the trap and who inside his circle help in a breath. Shensha fight with fury because pride cannot accept to being outplayed. He called Orhan crowd using a trick. Orhan answered that a ruler protect his people with the mind as well as sword. This is an important difference between them. Shenshas says tragedy as dishonor only because it is defected him. It is a on trap. It is defected him. It is on trap had worked would have called it to wisdom. Such a man hate in others what they prize in a themselves or harm does not waste many words on him. The battlefield is not place for long argument. It is a place where truth is shown by result. The fight is hard or Han lose man because no victory in this world is free. A young fall while protecting the flank. An older warrior is wounded, refused to leave. Horses crash into the dust. Shield break. The sound of steel fell in the air for the moment. Shensha men pushed forward with their separate strength and the line bent. Orhan see it and ride directly into the weakest point in his presence, restore the ellipse. This is a leadership in battle, not standing for away, but hiding behind order, but appearing where fire is about to enter. The ellipse say him and remember where they follow him at the height of battle. One of the Shensha captured men tried to destroy a letter. Aladdin man stopped him just in time. The letter carries sign of communication with Byzantine forces and hint about the people inside the camp. It is not only full of truth, it is enough to prove that danger is deeper. Orhan ordered to the man taken a leave. Some Arabs want to the kill him immediately because their blood is hot. Orhan refused. Dead men answer no questions. Living traitors can open hidden door. Again he chooses the need to straight over the anger of angry. Shensha escaped the first circle with a loyal man, but he does not escape cleanly. His plan is broken, his pride is wounded, his connection to the enemy is order close to being exposed. This is better for the story than ending too quickly. A defected enemy who survive can become to more dangerous, more desperate and more interesting. Orhan has won today but not a war where the audience should feel the satisfaction but also know that the storm is not over. After the battle, Orhan walk among the wounded. He does not allow the celebration to become too loud. They have won, but men have died. The kneels beside the young Arabs fall earlier. The young man is still breathing but barely asks whether Borhan Bey blood has been answered. Orhan take his hand and say that justice has started but it is not finished. The young man smile weakly because he understands he does not need to see the end. He only need the know road is right. The scene give emotional weight to victory and remind the audience that every success still costs human life. The captured documents are gathered. The prisoners are separated. The wounded are treated. Orhan, fast reader, back the place with news. The trap was broken, but the inside danger is confirmed. He ordered Aladdin to continuously quiet. He also sent a message to Nilüfer not as a ruler to place, but as a husband to his wife. The message is short. It say he is alive, that her strength behind the wall is the part of his strength on the road. This message matter because Nilüfer earlier asked for sheer truth. Orhan cannot share everything, but he can share enough to show that he heard her. When Nilüfer received the message, she does not cry in front of everyone. She holds the papers, closes her eyes for a moment, and then returns to her duties. This is her strength. Love does not to weaken her. It gave her reason to stand. She later see a Sporka from across the road. This is a still distance between them, but he hated has cooled slightly. Both women now understand that enemies are trying to use this place. They more not to trust each other fully, yet they understand they need to protect the house from outsider. This create a more mature direction for their conflict. The traitor inside the message rotate becomes the next mystery. Aladdin men follow the coils, find the dead person who changed the message, not acting for gold. His family had been taken by a man connected to the Shansha side. This makes the situation painful. Betrayal is betrayal, but fear has pushed it. Aladdin bring this Orhan when he returned. The council accepted harsh punishment. Some say mercy will invite more betrayal. Others say the man was forced. Orhan listened and decision weigh on him. This is the perfect scene to show Orhan justice. He cannot simply forgive the act, but because our veins choose the state. If his veins are poisoned, the many die, but he cannot ignore the truth that the man family was threatened. Orhan decide the man will be pushed for a punished for breaking trust, but his family will be recused and protected. He also ordered that the real man who used the family as a weapon will face full judgment. This decision show balance. It is not too soft and it is not too cruel. It is a state shaped justice shaped by human understanding. Some may not to agree. One of them may say that fear is not an excuse. Orhan answered that fear is not an excuse, but a ruler who does not understand fear will never understand his people. This line show that understand his people. This line show maturity. People are not to stones, but they bend under pressure. A state must punish battle, but it must also remove the hands that create to battle by terror. This approach makes Orhan look like more than warrior. It makes him look like a founder for order. News of broken trap spread among the people. Hope began to return. They heard that Orhan did not rush blindly. They heard that Shensha plan failed. They heard that Byzantine link may expose the Arab feel proud, but Orhan warned them not to become careless. The enemy has bonded not to destroy a wounded wolf bite harder. This warning is important because the victory often creates the next danger. Men survive a trap may begin to think they cannot trapped again. That is when a disaster comes. Shensha hiding after this defect become more dangerous because shame burned him. His men avoid his eyes. He knows some are doubting him now. He need a new move, something that will restore fear and respect. This can push him toward a darker. He may decide to give Byzantine more than he planned. He may offer information about Orhan family future campaign. He may even plan an attack not on soldiers but honor. This is how villain deeper after defect they move admission with desperation. The Byzantine commander also learned from failed trap. He now understands that Orhan cannot treat it like a reckless young ruler. This changed the enemy's tragedy. They will not really anger on angry. They will try to attack supply and trust. They may strengthen Iznik and they may prepare a bigger army. They may be enemy is dangerous because it make the enemy more carefully. Orhan returned to camp not as a man who has finished revenge, but as a man who has opened the first gate of justice. The Arabs gather again, but this time the silence is different. Before it was silence of grief, now it is the silence of readiness. They know their bay has automated the enemy. They have no Orhan blood has not been forgotten, but they also know the road continuously. Orhan stand before them. They say their first trap has been broken, but the root battle still remain. A tree with poisoned true cannot save by cutting on one branch. They must dig deeper. This speech should be a strong but not too long. Orhan tell them that every man must guide his tongue, his anger and his loyalty. He said the enemy is not only to outside the gate, the enemy is whatever fear is stronger than faith, wherever pride is so strong than unity, and favor, gold is stronger than honor. He tell him that coming fight will demand more than sword, it will demand clean heart and open eyes and patience. The Alab answer with loyalty, but the audience know that not everyone in wider circle is clean. suspension remain. In this place, Malhoun Hatun watches Orhan return and see the change in him. He has not become cold, but he has become deeper. She understands that the leadership has entered his bond not too fully because no roller finished growing, but enough for other to feel it. She tells him that Usman Bey would have to understand this victory. Orhan does not smile with pride. He only said that his father road is still long. This answer showed humility. The no one clear victory does not make himself it only to prove he can survive the next test. Nilofer meet him later. Their scene should be quiet, not to crowd, not to console, not to alap. Just two people crying too much. She tell him she received his message. He say she should have sent such a word before. This is a small apology, but in their world, small honest word matter. Nilofer does not matter. Forgive all pain in one moment because real wounds do not close that quickly. But she understands Orhan is trying to return not only as a ruler but also as a husband. This gives their relationship room to grow without making it unrealistic. Asporka's role also changes after the play's message trap. Orhan learned that she did not use the false message for own benefit. He said that choice the safety of the house over personal advantage. This does not solve the emotional triangle, but it can make him respect for judgment. Nilofer may also be forced to admit, even if only one-sided heart, that Asporka did not behave like an enemy. The play's tension remains, but it comes more layered. That is the better than simple jealousy. The audience can now watch emotional conflict mixed with sheer danger. Aladdin brings the captured letter to council. These signs are discussed. Some names are hidden in code. Some rotate are marked. One mark point near Iznik, and this make the whole Rome heavy. Iznik is not only a city on map, it is a dream that has pulled Orhan mind for a long time. The enemy know this. The may using to Iznik as baited. They may fully trial Orhan next move toward either way. The city becomes center of the next stage. Orhan look at Mark and understand that the fight is moving toward a larger field. Iznik carry a special meaning because it is more than wall. It is history, tried, faith, and power forever. Control such a place changes the balance around him. Orhan cannot run toward it blindly. He must prepare roads, supplies, and public trust. A city is not taken only by brave men climbing wall. It is taken by patience before the first leader is erased. Orhan know that he if move soon to be a bled his army for pride. If he wait too long, the enemy may grow stronger. This tension gives the next episode as a strong direction. The council depicts some may want to quick action because the recent victory has raised to morale. Others want that army need to rest. Some say Shenshaw must be crushed before Iznik. Others say Byzantine is a greater threat. Aladdin suggests that these problems are connected and cannot treated separately. Orhan listen and then say that state must walk on 2 feet. One foot will secure unity inside and other will prepare the road outside. If one foot fail and the body fall. This simple image explains his tragedy clearly. He ordered to investigation to continuously quietly inside the Beylik in order to scout toward Byzantine lines. He ordered to supply to content honestly with no fault reported for greedy men. He orders the family to matters to be cried by first because a state that forget it diet loses the living. He ordered the Bey to send men not only for battle but also for raid, protection and food movement. This is the state building in action. It may not to be as loud as battle, but it is just as important. A ruler who only win battles he cannot feed people will soon lose both people and battles. The script can show a mocotent like a movement in paragraph from Beylik to Black Myth. Work through the night. Women prepare cloth for wind. Scout leave up before dawn and scribe copy orders, guard, watch road, children cry water, and old man repairs settles. The whole society begin to move around or hand decisions. This show that state is not made by one hero alone. The hero gives direction, but people give a body to the dream. Everyone has a role, even the smallest hand can help hold the banners. Yet the danger also moves. Shensha's secret message: the Byzantine commander strength is on plan as pay inside the market, watches movement of supplies. A servant in a place disappear for a short time and return with nervous eyes. A merchant asks too many questions about army food stores. This small sign keeps suspense alive. The audience should feel that Orhan victory is not to end the danger. It has made the hidden enemy more active. One evening Orhan sit with Aladdin and speak not as a ruler counsel but as a brother. He asks whether road ahead will make him lose a softer part of himself. Aladdin answered that a ruler does not need to lose softness, but he must learn whether to place it. Mercy belongs with innocent, love belongs with family, trust belongs with tested, still belongs with enemy. If a ruler mixes these plays, he suffer. Orhan listen because he know his brother speak with wisdom. Their bond becomes important here. Brethren in power can become to reveal in weak stories, but in a stronger story they become two sides of one legacy. Aladdin also warned him that the some people may try to compare them, prize one against the other, or use their different strength to create division. Orhan said that anyone who try to divide Osman's son is surviving the man enemy even if he wear friendly clothes. This is the strong statement. It protect the brotherhood and send a message to the audience that internal unity is scared. The enemy failed to trap Orhan on the road. Now they may try to trap his family in pride. Orhan refused that future. Later Orhan visit the training ground. Young Arabs are presenting unusual intensity. Their angry has become angry. Orhan watches our young man strike too hard and lose balance. The step forward and tell him that rag gives strength for one streak, but discipline gives strength for lifetime. He take the sword and show movement again, slower and cleaner. This small scene is useful because it shows Orhan as a teacher, not only a commander. A lasting state need a next generation to learn control. If young warrior only inherit angry, the future will burn itself. The young Alep ask whether patience can truly answer blood. Orhan say patience is not silence forever. Patience is choosing the right moment so that one straight answer many wrong. This line fit the theme of this section. The road of no return does not mean to running without thought. It means one justice is chosen. The heart does not retreat. The step may be slow, but the direction is fixed. This is the powerful lesson for the young warrior and for the audience. The emotional wait for return when Borhan's name is spoken again, but carefully. Orhan does not repeat morning in every scene. Instead, Borhan's memory appears through the action. His word is clean and placed with honor. His family is protected. His killer are hunted. His loyalty becomes a stand for others. This is how script avoid to reputation. It does not keep saying Burhan was important. It shows his importance in the way people behave after him. The best memory is not word. It is change action as preparation grow or hand receive another message from the frontier. The Byzantine side may be gathering a larger force than first accepted. The number is not certain, but it is the enough to vary to Consulan. Some men fear the enemy wants to pull Orhan into a wide battle before he is right. Other fear is sack or sudden attack on a weaker border point. Orhan studies the information and say that fear is useful. It only open eyes. Fear that closes the heart is poison. He ordered more scout, not panic again. He returned emotional into the method. Nilüfer hear about the larger threat and become too warier, but she does not try to stop Orhan. She knows that stopping in would be like asking river not follow. Insist. She asks what she can do. This question changes their relationship. She does not want to stand outside his duty. She won't share it the way available or her or Han tell her to keep the place steady, protect the woman from the rumors, and watch for enemy hand that try to turn pain into deviance. Nilofer accepts she is not given a small role, she is given the protection of inner house. In this world that the serious command, Asporka also receive a role through more carefully. She is asked to help claim a group connected to her own circle. People may certain after recent event, this gave her a chance to prove loyalty through action. Nilofer watches this with a mixed feeling. The part of her dislike seeing Asporka trusted, another part know that the state needs every loyal hand. The inner conflict makes Nilofer human. She is not a staunch statue of patience. She is a woman fighting herself as much as others. That makes her stronger, not weaker. The section then moves toward a new public scene. Orhan gathers the bay. He knows some are loyal, some are uncertain, and some are maybe hiding fear behind polite word. He does not excuse anyone directly. Instead, he speaks the road ahead. He said that enemy believe the son of Usman can be divided by grief, pride, woman, gold, or fear. He can say anyone who believes his own tent is more important than future of the state has already lost his honor. This word hit the room like a arrow. Some men lower their eyes, some look often. Loyal men sit straighter, then watches all of them. He then placed Borhan's sword before the council. This is not a symbol of grief, it is a test. He said that this sword survived without asking for reward. It stood beside Usman and then beside Orhan. Now every Bey must ask himself whether his own loyalty is as clean as this steel. The room becomes silent. No one can easily answer such a symbol. Orhan does not need to name traitor. He let honor speak. Sometimes a symbol can do with education cannot. It forced guilt hard to move inside their chest. One Bey tried to challenge him carefully, saying that action may look like a fear to the people. Orhan answered that only fools think patience and fear are the same. He say a man who run toward every sound is not too brave. He is controlled by others. True courage is to stand still when the enemy beg you to move, then strike when the times belong to you. This answer win the room more than shouting word. It show confidence and wisdom together. After counsel a suspicious Bey sent a secret signal. He may not to be fully traitorous. He may be is afraid and connected to the wrong people. Aladdin watchers see it the net being too close, but Orhan still wait. He want to larger chain, not only one weak link. Thus again show the strategic patience. If she arrests one man too early, the deeper enemy escape. If we wait too long, damage may grow. This balance keep tension high. The final part of this section should build toward the coming episode 25, filling the road where there is no return. Orhan stand at the edge of larger conflict. The first trap has failed, but the real fight is beginning, and the Shensha is not to finished. Busy time is not to sleeping. The place is clamor, not to held. The bay are warmed, but not fully clean. The people are hopeful, but still afraid. Every piece has moved, and now board is more dangerous than before. Orhan give again to high place where he can see the land. This time he is not alone for long. Aladdin join him. Then one by one trusted people come near, a loyal Arab, a passenger perhaps to even a quiet figure from the place bringing news. This image showed that Orhan carry the burden, but he is not without sport. The dream of Usman is not held by one hand, it is held by many hands, but those hands not one direction. Orhan is becoming that direction. He looked toward the road leading Iznik and beyond. He know that coming fight may cost more than last one. He knows some people standing with him now may want to leave. See that, and he know that the leadership will ask him to make choice what will hurt him to harm. But he also know there is no path comfort. The state has grown to fear. The matters have given too much. The enemies have shown too much hate. If Orhan turn back now, sacrifice becomes smaller. He cannot allow that. He said quietly that the road ahead is not for those who want to have victory. It is for those who can lose sleep, lose blood, lose comfort, and still keep faith. He said they may disappear in the dust of this struggle, but the cause must remain standing. He does not say this like a man seeking the death. He may say it like a man who understands the price of life with purpose. The Allah hear him and feel the seriousness. This is not a speech for excitement only. It is a warning and the promise. The camera of imagination moves across the face. Nilufar holding her pen with dignity, Asporka standing in a place still uncertain but choosing not to survive chores, Aladdin reading the hidden lines of politics, Fatma brave and washed by danger, Yvonne's carrying both loyalty and emotion, the Arabs wounded but ready, the people tried to but awful, the enemy is proud but shaken. All of them are now tied to Orhan's next decisions, and Orhan's decision to is clear. He will not rush like a man controlled by grief. He will not wait for like a man controlled by fear. He will move like a ruler who has learned from both. Burhan Bey blood has opened the road for justice. Shenshah trap has shown the face of internal poison. Byzantine movement has shown that a larger storm is becoming. Place tension has shown that the enemy wants to use every weakness now. Orhan must gather all of these lessons and turn them into one path. This is why the next stage of Krulus Orhan feels powerful. It is not only to about who win a fight, it is about to whether Orhan can become the kind of ruler who win the future. Anyone can win a movement too with courage. Only a true leader can build a future with patience, justice, and control. Orhan enemies still think they are fighting a young Bey. They are slowly learning that they are facing something more dangerous. A ruler shaped by loose. The section ends with a banner rising in the morning wind. The camp is awake more before sunrise. Horses are prepared, sweat are checked, passenger wait. The place door opened, the people gather at distance, watch the man who may soon ride it another storm. Orhan stepped forward, his face carried grief, but his eyes carry decision. He does not need to say many words. Everyone know the meaning of this morning. The road has chosen them and choose the road. The fire after Usman new burned brighter inside Orhan. It is not to valid fire anymore. It is control fire. It can form the loyal guide, the lost, and burn the enemy who comes to destroy the dream. The state is still young. Its walls are not fully strong. Its enemies are many. Its wounds are fresh, but its heart is beating, and the heart now beat with Orhan command. For this time, they are not returned the all silence, nor return to simple grief, not return to waiting for enemies to decide the time of war. Orhan has seen the trap, has broken it, learned, and from it Now he will choose the next move. Shensha may hide, Bezitum may gather soldier, traitors may have whispered, the place may still carry pain, but the road has opened and Orhan Bey is no longer walking it as only son of Usman. He is walking as the ruler who must prove that dream can survive every storm. And when the fighter damage grow, this is balance keep tension high. The final part of this section should build toward the coming episode 25. The road will there is no return. Orhan stand at the edges confident. The first step, Orhan goes again to high place where he can see the land. This time he is not alone for long. Aladdin join him one by one, trusted by the near the camera of imagination across the face. Nilufar holding by pain with dignity, a Sporka standing in a place uncertain by choosing to survive, Aladdin reading hidden to politics, Fatma brave and washed by danger, Immortal scanning by loyalty and emotional. This is why the next stage of Kurulus Orhan feel too powerful. From this point, there is no return to all silence, no return is simple grief, no return for waiting for enemies to decide. Time war Orhan has from it now. He will choose the next move. Shensha move to hide and the first light touches banner and message will come to clear without signal to shout the filing forgotten. The living will not to abandon the enemy will not to choose the future. The Usman of Usman will not to bow the fear. Orhan Road has become the road of no return and every step from now on will shake the heart of those who thought grief could break him. The road of Orhan Bey now moved grief into an open challenge. In the earlier day, pain sat like a heavy stone on the camp. The death of loyal mean growing danger around the place and secret move enemies all made the air dark. But now story being to be a change it face. Orhan is no longer only protecting himself from trap. He is no longer only answering to the blood for matters. He is now looking toward a bigger target. The target is Iznik. The city is not just another place on a map. It is a door by symbol and test of power forever. Hold Iznik control more than wall. He control tried to rod honors fair. The Orhan Iznik is also message the world. He tell to Byzantine son of Usman are passing storm. They are rising the state. Orhan understand that Iznik is not only military target. It is a political test. If we move toward it, every enemy will wake up. Empire Adronics will not to sit quietly. Byzantine commander will send a message. Shensha will try to use this situation of his admission. Sub-Arsentan Bey will wonder whether Orhan is moving fast. Some trader will worry about to disturbing rod. Some mothers will fear the losing son. Some warrior will be smile because they small glory. The whole world around will react. This is why to challenge for Andronok must be empty. It must the voice of ruler who know that what is he is risking. In the place, the news of Iznik spread like a wind, passing through certain Nilufar here to one woman who tried to speak softly. But she already understands that something larger is coming. She know Orhan when she fixed focus on a goal, he does not easy step back. But she also know the cost. Every great target takes something from the home first. Before the army lose man, the woman lose sleep. Before the battlefield with the blood and place, life will be fair. Before the ruler died, his family began to count the possible ending. Nilufar stand the window and look the crowd. Men are already moved with more to purpose. Horses are being to checked. Messages are passing faster. The dream of Iznik has entered the house. Asporka also feel the change. She know that woman was straight turned toward a city. All private pain becomes a smaller in the eyes of others. People accept women to become silent because war has become too larger, but has heart not come quiet just because armies move. Asporka still carry her place in the place with difficulty. She is neither fully accepted nor fully outside. Some see her a danger to Nilofar, some see her a part of Orhan news chapter. Some they do not know what to think. What then the name of Iznik is spoken, she understands that our own future is tied to Orhan's strength. If Orhan raise everyone near sunrise become to more exposed. If Orhan fall one inside the place remain safe, the women of place being to be prepared in their own way. They do not need to carry spares into council, but they know where the many needs wine will become. Cloth must be prepared, medicine will be gathered, food must be stored, the families of Alap must be claimed, servant must be washed, rumors must be stopped before they grow teeth. Nilufar take charge with quiet dignity. She does not speak loudly to prove power. She simply give her order. She know that if the players shake, the camp will feel it. A ruler who ride to challenge an empire must near fear fire behind him. Nilufar wants Orhan to know that house will stand still. Tension between Nilufar and Sporka is not to disappear. It has learned to breathe under the surface. Sometimes they pass each other in a corridor and a hand unspoken word stand between them. Nilufar remembers pain. Sporka remembers judgment. Neither two women is simple enemy. Both have reason to guard it. Both understand that enemies outside the bay happy to use their conflict. This makes their silence more complicated. They do not trust each other fully, but they are beginning to understand that place cannot survive if our wound become a weapon. This is the hard lesson, especially when heart is not to but yet healed. Orhan watches this from a distance and now he cannot solve it by force. He can order to soldier, he can punish traitors, he can send a message to empire, but he cannot command peace into wounded heart. He must give time, truth and fairness. Yet time is one of things he does not have a much of. Iznik pull him forward and Nonet's weight Shansha high to wounded pride. Darsan danger grow like a shadow. Fatma Hatun future become to tide and courage, honor or honors. Every path asks something from him. Every person accept to be a decision. This is the loneliness of Orhan place. He is surrounded by people, but the final weight always return to the chest. Still, the story should not make to victory too easy. Orhan must pay a price for every step. He wins without pain, the drama becomes weak. The audience must feel that enemy is truly dangerous. Shensha must be clever enough to trouble him. Byzantine commanders must be patient enough to trap him. Place tension must be serious enough to effect decisions. Iris must be uncertain enough to create doubt. Only does Orhan's success feel earned. A hero shines brightest when the darkness around him is real. The role of Malhoun Hatun can be powerful in this section because she connects the old era to a new. She has been seen Usman struggle. She understands that is cost to build the foundation. Her advice to Orhan should to be a soft flattery. It should be honest and sometimes painful. She may remind him that a ruler cannot always be a husband. He want to be a brother. He want to be a or the friend he want to be. Sometimes he must be that the state before he is anything else. This is the hard truth, but some must be say it. Orhan may not like a hearing, but need it. The elders in such a story are important because they carry memory and memory protect young leaders from pride. At the same time, Orhan should not to become cold. If he becomes only a political machine, the audience will lose emotional connection. His love, angry, sadness, and tiredness make him too human. The goal is balance. He must feel deeply but act wisely. He must love his family but protect the state. He must honor the dead but save the living. He must listen to elders but make his own decision. He must trust his ally but check every plan. His balance is real battlefield inside him. The outer war are only mirror of this inner war. The conflict around to Nilufar and Sporka can also written with dignity, insist of making it only jealousy. The story can show two women trapped by politics of growing state. Nilufar may fear losing not to only love but also position, safety and respect. Sporka may carry her own wind, fear and hopes or harm choices effect of both of them. The place can become a place where women must protect their heart while also protecting their honor. A good script should avoid making them simple reveal. It should show that each woman a reason to for her pain. This make the emotional conflict more mature. The audience will also watch how Orhan handled rumor in place. Rumor are like arrow without furthers. No one know where they started, but every feel the wind. If the enemy separate lies about Nilufar, Asporka, Aladdin, or any trusted person, Orhan must respond to carefully. If he believes too quickly, he becomes tool. If he ignores everything, danger grow. This is why trust is so difficult for rulers. A normal man may trust with his heart, a ruler must trust with his heart and his mind together. He must test information, watch behavior, understand timing. The enemy greatest weapon may be a making Orhan doubt the people he need most. The story of Krulus Orhan can also focus on the idea of inheritance. Orhan inherit land, warrior enemies, dreams and unfinished war, but he also inherit unresolved problems. Every founder leaves behind both glory and burden. Usman opened a path, but he could not complete every step. That is natural. No great vision is completed by one generation. Orhan duty is continuously without becoming only an imperator. This is a strong message for the audience. Son do not honor father by copying every move. They honor them by understanding the purpose behind the moves and carrying that purpose in new age. This a new age required different tools. Usman time needed the courage rise. Orhan time need the wisdom to organize. The Balik is growing and growth bring to danger. Small group can survive with loyalty alone, but larger state need system. They need clear command, trusted passengers, care road and carefully oilers can rules that people respect. Orhan must bring order without killing the free spirit that made his people strong. Too much looseness bring choice, too much control bring restraint. This is another balance. He must learn a state is like a horse. If the rider pull too hard, the horse resists. If we readers let go completely, the horse run into the danger. The military side of the story should show Orhan using a new method. He cannot defect every enemy with same attack style. If Shansha accept a direct ride, Orhan should use to misdirection. If Vegetum hide behind wall, Orhan should cut to supplies. If speed to entry his camp, he should feed them false information. If enemies use emotional bite, he could pretend to be take it while preparing a counter move. This kind of smart warfare will make him feel different from other heroes. It will show that he is becoming a ruler who win before sword is drawn. At the same time, the show keep the powerful battle spirit that fan love, the sound of horses, the rising of banner, the takbir before attack, the clash of steel and brotherhood of Alab are part of the series. Heart. Orhan intelligence should not to replace action, it should make the action more meaningful. When the battlefield fully comes, the audience should understand why it happening, what it the stake and what will change if Orhan win or loses. A battlefield without story is not only a noise, a battle with emotional and political weight becomes unforgettable. The coming confrontation can be built like a storm First small sign appear, a passenger arrive wounded, a spare disappear, a trusted base speaks strangely, a woman in place here, a name she should not hear, a map is found with a mark near a road, a poisoner smile too confidently, or Han being to understand that enemy is preparing something bigger, gathers his closest people, but he does not reveal everything to everyone. This creates tension because even the audience may not know this fully plan. Then when the enemy believes victory is close or Han turn the board, this is type of storytelling that makes the viewer excited for the next episode. The emotional center should remain to Burhan Bey lose and the promise that his blood will not be forgotten. Such a promise should not be spoken to many times. If he repeated too much, it loses power. It should appear at key moment when Orhan look at Borhan sword, when in Elves break down in private, when the enemy mock the lose and justice finally the spirit must trust the audience to remember. Storing emotion does not need to constant explanation. A simple object like a blood stained cloth or a sword left in a tent can carry the whole pain. Orhan relation with the Arabs is another key to part. There are not only two soldiers, there are brothers in a case. They have eaten together, fought together, buried friends together, and placed in their lives in Orhan hands. If Orhan make a wrong decision, they die. If they lose faith in human, to him the army weakens. So the connection between leader and warrior must be shown with respect. He should listen to their concern. He should honor their sacrifice. He should not to treat them as a tool. In return, they must obey even they do not fully understand his plan. This trust is built through shared hardship. The younger warrior can show the future generation. Some may brave by impatient. They want to revenge now. They think waiting is fair. Orhan can teach them that patience is not a weakness. A young may ask why they do not attack to immediately after Borhan's death. Orhan can answer that a sword pulled at the wrong time may cut the hand of one who hold it. This kind of line fit the word and give moral weight. It also helps the younger viewers understand that tragedy is part of courage. The old warrior may try to grieve differently. They have seen many deaths. They understand the cause. Their silence may be deeper than the young man angry. Or one old Arab sitting alone beside the fair can show the plan of all generation. He must remember to Artugul Osman and now Orhan. He has watched the dream pass from father to son. He know the road is clear, but he is tried. Some small scene can give the series emotional richness. They show that history is carried by human bodies and those bodies become to vary. The Byzantine side can also have a strong scene. A clever Byzantine commander may warn others not to underestimate Orhan. He may say that Usman's son is the most dangerous when silent. This gives respect to the hero and makes the enemy more believable. A foolish enemy only bought. A strong enemy studies the best villain, understand the hero's strength, but still believe they can defect him. That kind of enemy create to better drama. If Byzantine and Shensha are both active, their violence or shared interested can be unstable. Each may want to use the other, and this can create to crack the Orhan let explode. Shensha's mission should be shown as a both personal and political. He may believe he deserves more, and he may think Orhan rise is close the road for him. He may present himself as a protector of tradition, which secretly saving to our own anger. This make him dangerous because ambitious men often hide to great behind not a word. He may speak of justice, tribal honor, or balance, but his action reveal his real heart. Orhan must expose him not only a defecting in him to battle, but showing his people truth. If Shansha is beaten physical but still seen as honorable by some, the problems remain. His mask must fall. The Rahman and other islands of darkness can act as hand of the trap. They may be a more violent, more impatient, or more direct. than Shensha. This contrast is useful. One enemy plan, another execute. One whisper, another streak. Orhan must deal with both type. Against the planner, he need patience. Against the attacker, he need force. The series can show that a ruler must have many form of strength. A single skill is not enough. The role of messages and letter can important in political stage. His scared letter can change everything. A false letter can create war. A stolen letter can reveal to battle. A delay message can cause to tragedy. In world without modern communication, information is power or harm. Intelligence network can become too stronger. A need loyal eyes in market, monastery, castle, and enemy camp. This again to show state building. A great ruler does not only to command soldier, he built a system of knowledge he learned before other move. The theme of loyalty should not to be attested through a character who is tempted might be a bay close to Orhan is offered land or safety. Maybe a servant in a place is forced to spy because his family is threatened. Maybe a warrior hide a mistake out of shame. These human weakness make the world real. Not to every battle come from pure evil. Some come from fear or harm. Justice may understand that the difference, but it cannot care less. If we forgive everything, order collapse. If we punish without understanding, heart turn cold. This is another test of leadership. The latest episode, direction with rising place, tension, and coming revenge, give perfect chance to Orhan standing at a crossroad. On one side, the quickly road attack, punish, and road satisfy the angry of Arabs. On the other side is hard road, gather information, bear the pain, allow enemies to think they are winning, and then strike with final force. A mature Orhan chooses the hard road. The audience may feel impatient at first, but when plan work, the reward becomes stronger. This is how the story can avoid to reputation insist of another simple revenge attack. It become a layered game of patience and justice. The script can open with a strong voiceover. A state is not tested in a day of peace. A state is tested with the bravest man fall when it plays, shake when its enemies laugh, and when its ruler must hide tears behind command. This kind of opening immediately set the tone. Then the script can move into a current situation. Orhan is wounded by loss, surrounded by battle, and forced to choose between wreck and wisdom. The language should be simple but emotional. Fan of the series want to peasant by they also want to clarity. Easy English can still be powerful if the image are strong. The narrator can describe Orhan as a man walking through a camp where no one sleep properly. Fear burned though. The elf sharpens sword without speaking. Women whisper prayer. The children feel that fear of adults. They do not fully understand it. In the center of the silence, Orhan walk alone. Every person look at him, waiting for sign. He knows that one wrong word can send them into reckless bloodshed. He knows that too much silence can make them think she is broken, so he must speak like a ruler, not like a grieving friend. This scene would show the heaviest move after the recent losses. Then the script can shift to Nilofer, watches Orhan distance and understand that his silence is not to coldness. It is the silence of man holding a storm inside, but she also carry her own storm. The return of Asporka and the pressure inside place make his opposition harder. She may feel that while Orhan fight enemies outside, she may must fight to shadow inside. Her pain is different from his, but not as smaller. The narrator can say that his growing state even love must wear armor. This line captured the play's theme in a simple word. Asporka can shown as a woman whose return to create question she cannot fully control. Some see her as a danger, some see her as a victim, some see her as a political piece, but she is also a human being with a fear and hope. If the script treat her fairly, the conflict become too deeper. The audience may not to agree with every choice, but they can understand the pressure around her. This is important because one-dimensional character can make story weaker. If Krulus or Han, every major character should feel like they are carrying a burden, the script can move them toward a Shensha side. While Orhan came grave, Shensha believed the time is right. He thinks pain has made Orhan weak. He gather his men and speak of opportunity, but narrator warned that he is making the oldest mistake of argument. Man, he is confusing silence with defect. This creates a strong contrast. Orhan is silent because he is planning. Shensha speaks because he is proud. The audience can feel that a clash is becoming. When it becomes, it will not only to swear, it will mind be against mind. The Byzantine side can be placed in the same rising storm. They watch Turkish camp closely. They know that internal division in their chance. If Orhan unites the bay and control the place, he becomes harder to stop. If he is pulled into family tension and trouble conflict, Byzantium gain time so they may spot choice without showing their fully offend. This is the realistic political drama. Empire often win by the making enemies fight each other. Orhan must see this and refuse to become a pup of enemy timing. The road to episode 25 can be described as a road where every hidden wind enemy Burhan death demand to justice. The place demand balance bay. The bay demand leadership. The enemies demand war. The people demand safety. Orhan stand in the middle of all these demand, and he cannot satisfy everyone fully. He is not must protect the main purpose. That purpose is survival and growth of Osman state. This is the central idea of this section. Everything connect it. At this stage, the script should avoid the repeating the same price again and again. Insist of saying many times that Orhan is brave. It should show the friendly form of bravery. He is bravery. He is right into a danger. He is brave when he listens to painful truth. He is a brave when he does not answer can insult immediately. He is brave when he faces Nilufar hurt. He is brave when he look at Borhan's weird and still choose to patience. He is brave when he knows some people will misunderstand him, but he still does not what the state need. This gives variety to writing. This section can end by building anticipation. The narrator should make the audience feel that Orhan is no longer only reacting. He is preparing to take control of the game. His enemies has moved their species. Now he will move his banner that looked heavy with grief will rise again. The Arabs who sat in silence without mount their horses. The place that shook with tension will wait for this decision. The enemies who smiled the secret will soon learn that Usman's son does not forget blood, does not fear trap, and does not step back from fight. One just did call. But before word is raised, Orhan must make to final decision inside his own heart. Will he report ruled by pain, or he will rule his pain? This question is the true beginning of Sultan Orhan rise. A man can inherit a throne, but he must earn command over himself. If he wins that inner battle, then the Shensha Bezitum and every hidden enemy will face not only a warrior but a ruler shaped by fire. And once such a ruler finally moves the ground beneath his enemies being to shake. So the first great message of Krulus Orhan is clear. The age of Usman opened the gate. The age of Orhan must prove that gate lead to be a state, not only to war. The dream is no longer a small flame protected by a few brave men. It is becoming a fire that can light cities, fatten empresses, and gather sacred heart under one of banner. Yet the bigger fire becomes, the more enemies gather to put it out. Orhan must protect it with spared mind and patience and faith. This is why his story matters. He is not only to fighting for today victory. He is fighting for the shape of tomorrow. The audience should watch the coming episode with thought in mind. Every scene is the part of Orhan test. When he speak in the place, he is being tested. When he look at Nilofer, he is being tested. When a Sporka name to mention, he is being tested. When Shensha plot, he is being tested. When Byzantine force move, he is being tested. When Alep asks for revenge, he is being tested. A weak man break when tests come from every side. A ruler is made when he is chained in center of translation into purpose. That is the real power of on new chapter. The Krulus Orhan is not simply to continuity on all story. It is asking a new question after founder who protect the foundation after the great father. Who does son become a great without losing himself after victory? How does a people learn to blind choice that no ordinary man would want to make, but there is no return from this road. The drama has been drawn, too much blood has already watered the soul, too many matters are already trusted by the future. Orhan cannot step back because stepping back would meaning to bettering our every sacrifice before to him. The night before the coming storm, Orhan stand alone and look toward the dark horizontal. The wind moved banner above behind him. His people wait ahead of him. Enemies prepare. Inside him, pain and duty fight for space. I remember to Usman and remember the word of elder. He remembers the face of fallen friend. He remembered the tears of women who gave their son to cause. Then he understands that truly clearly. A ruler does not own his life where the other men do. His breath belongs to people. His sleep belongs to the state. His sword belongs to justice. His heart belongs to those he loves. But even then, heart must beat for the future. With the thought, Orhan weakness disappeared not because he is no longer feel pain, but because he has given pain purpose. This is the difference between wounded man and rising ruler. A wounded man only bled as a rising ruler turns the wound into a sign. From this moment, the enemies of Orhan are no longer facing a son trying to prove himself. They are facing Sultan Orhan, the man who will carry to Usman dream beyond to grief, beyond battle and beyond to fear. The fear after Usman has not gone at entered Orhan's chest, and now the whole world around him it is about to feel it hit. The night after a great loss is always heavier than the day of battle. In the day, man can shout, sword can answer, horses can run, and angry can hide the pain of short time. But when the sun goes down and can become too quiet, every heart start to hear the truth. The truth is simple and cruel. A brave man is gone, a loyal sword has fallen, a brother of cause will return to this tent again. This is kind of night that now stand over Orhan Bey and his people. The fire in the camp burned low, but the fire inside the heart of Alaf burned high. No one can speak loudly, no can laugh, and no one sleep peace with peace. The sit with the hands on their sword, but not because enemy is near, but because grief itself feel like enemy sitting beside them. Orhan walked through the silence like a man walking through a smoke. He sees the face of his warriors. Some are angry, some are broken, some are looking the ground because they do not want their bay to see tears in the eyes. These men are heavy to see death before they are too stranger to blood, but every matter it is different. Every death opens a new wound. Orhan Bey was not only to another warrior, he was a living memory of all struggle. Our man carried loyalty from the time of Usman Bey to time of Orhan. When such a man is taken, when a pen is not only too personal, he feel like an enemy has tried to cut one of root to the state. Orhan knows this. He know why the enemies had done. The enemy did not only to want blood, the enemy want a message they wanted to tell Orhan. The closest people can be reached. They wanted to tell that they do not one is safe. They wanted to tell the people that new ruler can hurt, but the enemy has made a decision to mistake. They believe that pain will mark to be a make or Han lose his mind. They believe that grief will push him to blind attack. They believe he will run after revenge like a young wolf running after bite. But Orhan is not only a son of Usman. He is a man who is learning to turn fire into command inside his chest. Angry rise like storm. He want to ride, he want to strike, and he want to make to killer feel the weight of every drop of blood. But a ruler cannot leave only what he want. A ruler must ask what the state need. Orhan stopped near the place where Borhan's sword has been placed. The sword is silent, but it make to him in a deeper way than any living to man. It remind him loyalty. It remind him sacrifice. It remind him that a matter does not ask to foolish revenge. A matter asks for justice to protect the future. Orhan touches the sword with his hand and lowers his head for a moment. When he raises it again, his face is not softer, it is harder, but it is not to hardness of blind angry, it is the hardness of decision. The others gather around him. They wait for the order. Their eyes of ask the same question. When will we ride? When will we strike? When we blood? Answer blood. Orhan see their need. I understand it because the same need to is burning inside him, but he also the trap hidden behind it that need. If he gives the order now, they will ride like a thunder. The thunder can crush into a mountain and break. The enemy is waiting for sudden attack. Shencha is waiting for angry. Bazitime is waiting for disorder. Every hidden enemy is waiting for Orhan to forget the mind of ruler and become only a grieving warrior. So Orhan speaks slowly. His voice is not too loud at first, but every man hear him. He tells them that blood of matter is trust, not a toy of angry. He tells them that enemy will pay, but they will pay at the time Orhan choices, not at a time the enemy prepares. He said that sword to dawn early can wind hand that hold it. Some young warriors lower their eyes because accepted a call to ride. Some older warrior understand the meaning immediately. On hand is denying justice, he is spending it is making revenge impatient. Patient revenge is more dangerous than loud revenge because the enemy cannot hear it become. This is the first sign that Orhan is changing. In the past, he may have to answer pain with quick fire. Now he knows that state cannot survive if every wind become a rush toward battle. His father Usman Bey built the foundation with courage but also wisdom. Orhan must now prove that he understands both part of that legacy. It is easy to speak of Usman name. It is harder to carry Usman weight of name. He give to honor but also give his duty. If Orhan fail, people will not only say that one man failed, they will say that Usman's dream has weakened. They thought his savior a rumor, while camp wait is where the place carry it on silent storm. The enemy outside use word and trap, but the pain inside the place uses word. Look a hidden point. Nilufar Hatun feel the change in air before many others do. She know that Orhan is not same a man who left before the latest bloodshed. He is returned with a shadow over his eyes. He speak less, he listen more, he stand near people, but part of him came forever standing beside the dead and thinking of the living. Nilufar understand duty, but understanding does not remove pain. A woman can know why her husband must carry the state and still feel alone when the state take him from her. Nilufar on position is not easy. She is not just a wife waiting in a place. She is a woman whose name, honor and silence can affect the balance of house. People watch her. Servant listen, enemy guesses, friend warrior in a peace times. A look between husband and wife belong only to them. In Orhan world, even a look can become to politics. If Nilufar show that a page much, some will say that place is weak. If she hides too much, some will say her art is cold. She must walk carefully in place where every step is measured by others. A Sporka presence makes it even more difficult. Her return are open as old question and new tension. Nilufer does not look at a Sporka only a while. That would be too simple. She sees in a Sporka threat to peace, a mirror of Orhan complicated life and reminder that ruler heart is never fully of private. A Sporka can allow to own burden. She did not return to quiet house. She returned to place where every person has an opinion about her. Some pity her, some doubt her, some want to use her, some want to her gone. She must breathe inside a room of fully judgment. This is why the place become another battlefield. No arrow fly there, but winds still happen. No heroes run there, are people still fall. Nilufer Asporka do not need to fight with sword of the scene powerful. Their silence can cut deeper. Their word can carry years of fear and pride. Orhan stand between them, but he cannot solve everything with them. One command. He made the bait that cannot order hard to become claim. He can command armies, yet inside his own house he must listen, understand, and carry pain from more than one side. A ruler who ignored the place loses behind them. A ruler can become trapped in a place, lose the war ahead of him, or Han must allow the other thing to happen. This is the problem outside. Shensha waits for the admission. Bezitum watches with old hate and patient plan. Inside Nilofer, heart is heavy, a Sporka places are certain, and elders of the house are worried. The state is not only attacked from one direction, it is pressed from one all side, like a hot iron under a humor, but iron can break it or can become a stronger. Blood or hand must decide which one will be. Malone Hathon see this clear. She has lived enough to understand the shape of danger. She has seen men boast before they fall. She has seen enemies smile before they stick. She has seen women carry the pain of decision made by men. She knows that Orhan is not only to fighting for revenge. He is fighting to become worth of age that has become to him when she speaks to him. Her words do not carry to softness only, they carry weight of experience. She reminds him that Osman Bey's dream was not built so that anger could rule it. It was built so that justice could stand. If Orhan want to honor his father, he must not only defect his enemies, he must also defect his own impatience. These words stay with Orhan. He does not answer with quickly. He knows his mother speak are truly, but truth does not always comfort. Sometimes truth burn or more than lie because ask a person to rise above his own pain. Orhan understand that he must become to more than man. His enemies accept. They accept him to a young, proud and wanted. They accept him to be easy to push. He must show that them are different Orhan, a silent Orhan, a careful Orhan, a ruler who can hold to fire in his hand without burning his own house. At the same time, Shensha sits among his own men and believes the moment is close. His eyes are fully of the satisfaction of a man who thinks history is opening a door for him. He speaks of Orhan's weakness. He says the camp is shaken, the place is divided, and are angry for revenge. To him, this is not a time for free Orhan, it is a time to attack him. Men like a Shensha always see grave weakness because they do not understand our loyalty. They do not, some pain break meanwhile, other pain burned them together. Borhan death may have wanted Orhan camp, but as also reminded everyone they are fighting for. Shensha danger is not only in this sword, it is in tongue. He know how to speak proud man. He know how to plant doubt in heart of Bey. He ask Orhan wait. He ask whether Osman son has lost courage. He ask whether the state should be led by the men who think too much while blood dry on the ground. These are poisonous question. They do not need to be a true, they only need to be a repeated. A rumor is like a smoke. Even if there is no fire, people start coughing. To Orhan must clear the smoke before it blinds the camp. The Byzantine commanders also watch the rising tension. They are old player in old game. They know that Turkish unity is more dangerous than Turkish angry. Angry can be trapped. Unity is harder to break. So they do not rush without thought. They send messages. The strengthened rod they can use to speeches and the whisper through men who want to gold titles or safety. They know that if they can make Orhan fight Shensha, Orhan's strength will blide before the real battle begins. This is the game of empire. Empire do not always attack with armies first. Sometimes they attack with distance, delay, and division. Orhan being to understand that all these dangers are connected to Borhan death, the place tension, Shensha admission, Byzantine movement, and the strength silence of some bay are not two separate storms, they are a part of one great storm. If we answer one part without saying the whole, he will fail. This is why he call only his most trusted people to the secret meeting. The room is small, the fire is low, the faces are serious. Aladdin is there when, with his clean mind, some loyal Arabs stand near the door and no unnecessary person is allowed. The person speed arm before them. He does not speak to immediately. He led them and then he asks simple question, where does the enemy want us to look? These question changes the room. Many leaders ask where the enemy is. Orhan asks where the enemy wants them to look. That is the mind of ruler growing to stronger. Aladdin understands at once. He points to the place where trap may hidden. He said that Lord's threat may not to be a real threat. The road shown openly may be fall road. The enemy may be using Borhan death and the Arabs toward the target will preparing another streak somewhere else. Orhan listen carefully.